Money is not money. It is moon-ni. Moon as in the moon, which is the god of the primordial waters that governs or is the outward expression or projection of your womb. The importance of feminine energy being currency is that feminine energy is the entire state of the universe. The feminine energy is what governs everything in existence, because the true you dwells in darkness. This is your spirit. So once the spirit is activated, this is the whole conversation behind Christ consciousness, because Christ consciousness is your divine feminine state. I break this down in my YouTube channel if you need more elaboration. But the idea is that there is not truly a divide. The divide is used in order to distract you from what is truly happening on the inside. So that Y chromosome that they are fighting to protect is essentially being reabsorbed into the X. Now, how is this symbolic to currency? Because money being energy, once the feminine energy cannot be dominated. So once government and politics came into play, that essentially suppressed this energy. Now, when you suppress something, you condense it and you slow down its frequency. This is the low vibrational state being referred to, which is what I call the narcissistic energy. Narcissism is a vacuum, so it sucks the life force from you. So when we speak of feminine energy, we aren't just talking about money or currency. We are also talking about the breath of life, because the phi in feminine is symbolic to the iron, which is the oxygen that breathes life into your cells. Now, being that this narcissistic patriarchal energy is robbing your bank or your womb space of this frequency, that has changed the trajectory of this whole third dimensional reality. So what that means is the feminine energy itself in its highest state, you can think of as potential energy or just heat. All right. So if feminine energy is symbolic to the water, which is in the womb space, which is governed by the moon, then water in its highest state is vapor. Vapor etymologically means spirit. So once they condense or compress this spirit, they densified it and it became physical matter, which is what birthed the masculine, or the masculine realm, which is just the physical body. The physical body is an illusion, which is why I say masculinity does not exist. The true currency is this feminine energy, because once it begins to activate that electromagnetism, the electricity shocks you by way of your chakra system, because your chakra systems are portals. It heats up the atmosphere and melts the ice cap that is surrounding our universe. So the portals that we use to project our consciousness outside of our physical body, which is how we communicate and access the spirit or the dream realm, is essentially going to collapse this reality, which is what Christians don't realize is the true end of the world. And so then we go back to our natural state of being, which is harmony in our etheric bodies. So the universes that exist outside of the earth realm will essentially collide with us on a quantum level. We will then be outside the confinements of time and space. This is true creativity, because when you create, rather than when you make money, then all you have to do is just rest and be, because the electromagnetism works together in order to attract or manifest your reality. So the idea behind us being anchored to the 3D and dominated by this masculine narcissistic energy is that the masculine has no ability to be. The masculine has to do, it has to force, it has to make money. So that is the idea behind the Federal Reserve and the fiat currency. Because if they can get you to tap into a system where you are making something, meaning you are forcing it to happen because the idea is that you have to work for it because you lack it, then they are disconnecting you from your feminine energy, which is the true money, because your womb space or your feminine energy is the bank. So essentially, by way of activating or increasing this feminine energy, we are waking up out of these patriarchal systems, which means we are buying our way, because feminine energy is currency, it's the true currency. We are buying our way back into our natural state of being. So the patriarchal system is transactional. It uses the narcissistic spell to vacuum your energy in exchange for money, whereas our natural matriarchal or feminine system allows us to rest and attract all that we want without effort. So the idea behind you reconnecting or being disconnected from your feminine energy is that you are increasing the space between where you are and where you want to be.
Nobody talks about you.